How you doing, peeps? This is Plod or Not Plod. I'm at my next location. Okay, my next location is also part of West Midlands Police.
Right from the jump, this audit sets the tone for what's about to unfold. We're not talking about a chaotic confrontation or someone looking for trouble. This starts calm, calculated, and deliberate. PL on Oxrow is approaching what's labelled as a police station, yet something immediately feels off. A building funded by public money, marked as closed to the public, but still very much alive behind the gates. And that contradiction is exactly where audits like this thrive. Because when transparency disappears, questions naturally follow. What makes this situation interesting isn't shouting or hostility, it's silence. Closed doors. Barriers down. No public access signs, while police vehicles sit inside the compound. That raises a fundamental issue. If the public pays for it, should the public be able to observe it? And more importantly, how do authorities respond when someone calmly exercises that right? As this video progresses, pay attention to body language, tone, and word choice. These encounters are never just about filming, they're about control, authority, and how quickly a simple camera can shift power dynamics. Stick around, because this interaction is about to test professionalism on both sides.
And as you can see, I'm still just on the outskirts of Coventry. So yeah, you can see from this one, another police station, all completely shut up once again. No surprise there. They class these as, is it out of hours or is it 24 hours? What is it? It's saying that it's not open to the public. So yeah. So let's have a little wander around and just see what we can see. Might be better off getting it through this gate.
This moment is subtle, but it's critical. Audits almost always begin this way: slow movement, quiet observation, zero confrontation. That's not accidental. A calm approach removes any excuse for escalation. And notice what's being documented here: parked vehicles, unmarked cars, operational signs of activity. This directly contradicts the idea of a station being closed. From an auditor's perspective, this isn't about catching officers out. It's about documenting inconsistencies. If a site is operational, even partially, then the claim of being inaccessible to the public becomes questionable. And that's why filming matters. The camera isn't provoking, it's recording. This calm tone also puts pressure on police response. When someone is polite, quiet, and lawful, any overreaction instantly becomes the story. That's why officers are trained to assess threat levels quickly. And right now, there is none. Just observation, which makes what happens next far more revealing.
You can see in this compound there is a load of cars, so it must have some staff in, unless they're just on the jolly as normal. So, and you can see from there you've got a number of police vehicles there.
Here's where detail becomes powerful. The auditor isn't wandering aimlessly, he's identifying vehicles, markings, and operational equipment. Radios, unmarked cars, registration visibility. This is methodical documentation, not snooping. And it matters, because police often justify confrontations by claiming suspicious behavior. But what's suspicious about standing behind a gate, filming what's visible from a public place? Nothing. The irony is that the more the auditor documents, the harder it becomes to argue secrecy. If something can be seen from public land, it's already public. This is also where nerves often start to fray behind the scenes. Someone inside notices. A call gets made. And from here on, it's not about filming anymore, it's about how authority chooses to respond to being observed.
To help us out.
This observation is the quiet smoking gun, a station that claims limited or no public access, yet remains clearly staffed and operational. That contradiction alone explains why officers are about to intervene. Not because a law is being broken, but because scrutiny is uncomfortable. Transparency sounds great in theory, but in practice, institutions often resist it. Especially when no crime has occurred. That's the paradox of public accountability. The more lawful someone is, the fewer tools authority has to control the situation. And when that happens, interactions shift from enforcement to questioning motives. Not because motive is legally required, but because it's psychologically reassuring. And that's exactly where this encounter is headed.
So this is an unmarked car. So there we've got their radios, the WP70DXK. So it's an unmarked car. Sorry guys, but this gimbal's doing its own little thing. I have no idea what's going on with it. So, and JR71 GTZ, that's also an unmarked car. So trying to hide their face. Another one. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll take a wander.
This is the turning point, first contact. And notice how textbook it is. Polite greeting. Identification given. Professional tone. This is how it should start. But pay close attention to what follows, the shift from assistance to interrogation. Why are you here? Sound harmless, but legally, it's loaded. In public, no explanation is required to film a building. And the auditor knows that. Which is why he doesn't over-explain or become defensive. He stays factual, calm, direct. This moment becomes a test, not of the auditor's behavior, but of the officer's understanding of public rights. Because once a lawful activity is acknowledged, pushing further becomes a choice, not a necessity.
Up to this other gate. I do believe there's a second gate up at this end. Whether or not it gets used or not, I don't know. But I'll take a wander down there. I'll just see what's what.